The Intruder is basically a movie about what happens when the American dream of buying a home turns
To an
into a
American
nightmare.
nightmare.
You know, an American nightmare. It could happen in France. Uh, so, so
Yeah.
we're taking a very tangible experience like buying a home, like something a lot of people are doing, and making it into this horrific experience that, quite frankly, no one asked for.
Right.
Like we didn't ask for this. Like we thought we had done everything the right way. We had did our due diligence, and you just never know. And that's what's kind of terrifying and scary about this film, is that it could happen to anyone.
I can relate to Annie a lot because I tend to be a very glass half full type person and someone who likes to find the silver lining, and I tend to be very compassionate and empathetic and sympathetic and all of that. And Annie is very much that. She just has like a heart for people, especially when she sees people going through things. She's an advocate for the underdog. She, also is a journalist, and she writes about women empowerment. So again, an advocate for the underdog, and that's really the heart of who she is. And I think that's really what made Scott fall in love with
Yes.
her. And I think they have that balance. They create a balance for each other because they come from different sides. So yeah, Annie was a lot of fun to play.
Scott is, I think, the perfect complement to Annie's kind of glass half full. I think Scott is a little bit more skeptical of the world and people around, but he's also, he's kind of focused and ambitious and driven in a way in which he doesn't quite always pay attention to the details, but he is able to trust his gut on certain things. And it's interesting to see him kind of go from, or be, let's be honest, he is driven to a dark place by a very dark individual, played by Dennis Quaid. And so you see Scott go from this kind of affable, snarky guy who really loves his wife and wants to make her happy, to someone who he's just not really, he's not comfortable being, but if he has to go there, he will. We already knew each other, so the foundation was there. And even doing press with her, we'd done this before.
Yeah.
So we kind of know each other's cadence, and we kind of know how to work with each other, and that's always makes it just so much better.
He's just, he went there, and went there. And a lot of it, we've talked about earlier, it's like you don't always see it all as it's happening because you're living in your character and you're experiencing what everyone else is experiencing it. But when you go back and you watch the movie and you see all these little subtle things that he was doing that you didn't even pick up in the moment because you're just being Annie or being Scott, he's just incredible in it. And he was so much fun, and he was so fearless and willing to try anything, which I think in turn made us all kind of just like fearless and willing to try anything. Dion is like a ball of energy and like joy and calmness and half glass full, and it's a unique experience working with him because he's just so happy and like excited to be there, and as Michael would say, like very enthusiastic, and someone who's looking at it as someone who's already watching the film. Um,
I think Megan hit it on the head. I think his energy and enthusiasm is infectious, and it raises the morale and the level of the actors and the crew in ways that I haven't seen on other films. But it's his vision that I think that really shines through in the final print of this movie, and that's why people are reacting and screaming and blurting out at the screen, because by design, this is the reaction that he wanted to pull from the audience. And with all the directors that I've ever met, he's probably one of the best I've seen that has that gift of really understanding the audience And that was his goal. He didn't make this for himself.
Yeah.
He made it for the audience. And it sounds like it's working.
This is a movie you want to see in the movie theater. It's not meant to be, I mean, you could watch it at home if you want to, but it's meant to be experienced with a bunch of people, and it's meant to be interactive where everybody's a part of it not just being a movie, but it literally being an experience.
I always think if you watch it in the theater, you have time to shake it off before you get home. If you watch it at home, you might not sleep.
Good night.
You might not
Enjoy
sleep.
your night.
You know what I mean? You might not sleep that night. The movie is the American dream turned on its head, and it's terrifying. My experience on The Intruder has been all positive, but nothing compares to the reaction that the audience gives when they see the final product on the screen in a group setting, and you see more than one person. You see multiple people just having a visceral reaction. Nothing can beat that.